Hey everybody, it's Bree Bagwell with your OnlyFans recap, and Rick Trevino is a dang living legend in my book, and when his cousin and tour manager Gibby, who, shout out, has filmed some of my music videos, told me that Rick wanted to be on the podcast, I almost died. Then Rick and Gibby showed up with bottles of wine and whiskey as gifts for us, and I actually did die. I think what's cool about this casual conversation with Rick is that he has gotten to write, record, and sing among so many legendary people, so much that he just talks about everyone on a first-name basis. Raul is Raul Malo from the Mavericks, for example, and Flaco is, of course, Flaco Jimenez. Rest in peace. I re-listened to those Super 7 records that I had forgotten Rick was a part of, and man, y'all got to dive back into those, and also all of Rick's catalog, but especially get to a live show. Him and his band are amazing. Thanks for the chat and the gifts, Ricky. Hey y'all, this is Bree Bagwell with OnlyFans, and did you know this is going to be my 13th or 14th year at Musicfest in Steamboat, Colorado? I can't believe it. So this is Musicfest's 40th year being a festival. That is so incredible. It's one of the best music festivals there is. There's over 50 bands. So what are you waiting for? Go to themusicfest.com. Get on that wait list. It sells out every single year almost immediately. So you don't want to miss out. You don't want to be the only person that's not experiencing the coolest music festival there is. When you book your trip to Musicfest at Steamboat, you get 6 nights of mountainside lodging, 4 days lift passes, and 1 night lift pass. And don't forget that your Musicfest exclusive live music marathon pass is included with over 200 hours of live music and more. Go to themusicfest.com and tell them Bree Bagwell sent you. The Musicfest at Steamboat, down home, up high. Come get real with us. It's not as easy writing hits like you've done as people think it is, right?
I don't know. I'm still learning as I go.
Oh, come on.
Truly.
I was going to say it. But
truly. That's true. I mean,
it's you good.
I hope I'm always learning. I hope I'm always like to the day I die that I'm always curious about it.
Yeah.
I hope I don't ever feel like I've done it and I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah, right. Hey, everybody, this is Bree Bagwell, and this is my podcast, OnlyFans, where I talk to my friends in my van. Thank you, guys. Rick Trevino's here.
That's a good one.
This is a good one.
That's one of my favorite wines too. That wine, pretty decent.
Gibby picked
You'll
out
like
some whiskey.
it.
Thank you. I didn't know you were a wine guy until the last time we played together.
Is it too early to open it? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry. No, absolutely
You want to save
not.
it. You want to save that one.
Do I want to save it? Okay. Well, I'm having a hard day because I hung out with Mario and Kara yesterday, Flores, and they are the most fun. We were having the greatest Sunday fun day. It's been a long time since I Sunday fun dayed, and I think I'm too old.
You got a Sunday fun day while it's still fun.
Right. It doesn't get...
Because when you get older, you just want to be by yourself and like a hermit.
I think I'm there.
So enjoy the wanting to be fun.
Okay.
While you can.
I think I'm nearing the end. Like, my knees are hurting really bad, and my hangovers are kicking in harder than they ever did. So I think I'm winding down. But we were talking at Cornyval, and I didn't know you were a wine guy. How did I not know that about you?
Well,
it's full of secrets.
Yeah, I like him. I drink wine every day when I'm home.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I'm cooking, I open a bottle of wine.
Right.
I like to cook, so every day at least a little glass, while I'm cooking, just every day.
I don't know how people cook without wine.
Well, and then it also started about this. I don't even know if it's true or not, but my family passed on high cholesterol to me, my dad. So I have high cholesterol automatically, even though I can eat as healthy as anybody and just drink water and I'll have high cholesterol. So I was taught 30-something years ago that you should drink red wine to help lower your cholesterol.
Lovely. That's something I didn't know.
And so I don't even know how true that is, but I've thought it true, so I do it as a medical reason.
Yeah, right. And you don't have to worry. I don't think anyone expects this to be like a medical advice podcast. We mostly spread false narratives, but I'm for it. I love it, and I love Silver Oak. So this is really exciting. My
old drummer, he was Clint Black's nephew, Marsha Black, and they had like a Clint Black Silver Oak
Really?
bottle. I know.
Huh.
And we drank it one time, and I'm a fan, so thank you. This is awfully nice. I feel like I should be giving you a gift. You drove here, and this is backwards a little bit. It's okay. Thank you. Well, I just appreciate it. I've been really kind of diving in a little bit on Rick and I are friends. Like we're homies. But Gibby was like, here's an article about Rick if you need to know some things. And there's a lot of things I didn't know. And I'm sure you're probably sick of telling this story, but you kind of had a Cinderella story with Nashville, like how you got your record deal. Like I think things like that don't happen anymore. I mean, do you mind telling that again?
No, I don't mind at all.
For the 495th time?
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay.
In fact, we were in, my wife and I went to New England where she's from, and we had a vacation, and we spent the first night in Boston where the record company executive, Paul Jurasic, where he's from. So we were supposed to meet up with Paul, but Paul, 35 plus years ago, was vacationing in Lago Vista, Texas. And Lago Vista is in Lake Travis in Austin area. And Paul was part of the Sony Music. At the time, it was called CBS Records.
Oh, boy. I didn't even know that. Yeah, okay.
So there was Columbia and Epic. And he was with the pop division of CBS Records, Columbia Epic division. So he was vacationing in Lago Vista, and in 1992 there was a massive flood, biggest flood that Lake Travis has seen, Austin's seen.
I was 5.
They're still and I was probably 6.
Right.
And so I was playing a club called, not even a club, a tiny pub called the Thirsty Turtle. It's right on 1431 and Loman's Ford, at the corner of Loman's Ford and 1431.
Okay.
And it's still there. It's not the Thirsty Turtle anymore, but there's a gas station. And I guess I'd play there once a month, and I'd make probably $300, and I'd play by myself. I would go into that club, and I would go in to set up my piano and my guitar for sound check by myself, and I'd have my dad's 66 Ford pickup pulling a trailer, and I'd go in there at 12 o'clock to load in and come out of there smelling like smoke with nobody in there. Okay, so then I'd play from 9 to 1 that night. That was my gig. And Paul was stranded. He couldn't go anywhere to eat, so he would go into this place called the Thirsty Turtle, and he walked in, and I wasn't even playing, and there were advertisements. I had like an 8x10 picture up there, and the owners said, "You got to hear this guy, Ricky Trevino. You know, you got to hear him."
Ricky? Oh,
yeah, you got to hear him.
Can I call you Ricky Trevino?
Yeah, Ricky. And so the guy goes, "Well, sure." And so he called. At the time, my mom was taking phone calls. He calls my mom and says, "Hey, this is Paul Jurasic. I'm calling from CBS Records in Boston, and I want to hear your son's demo tape." So mom tells me what's going on, and I didn't have a demo tape. So I thought I lost my opportunity. I was freaked out. I was recording a demo tape at the time because it was after my second year at A&M, and I just decided...
You're just a baby.
Yeah, I just decided to stay home and make a demo tape. And so I called, and we talked, and he said, "Don't worry, if you don't have your demo tape done, just send it to me when you're done." I'm like, okay. So I finished it, and I sent it to him in Boston, and he got the picture and the cassette tape, and he FedExed it to the head of Columbia Records, Steve Buckingham, in Nashville, and then Steve called me. And Steve said, "Hey, I got your picture, I got your demo tape, got this song here you wrote for your grandpa that I really like, called My San Antonio Rose to You, and then there was a Johnny Rodriguez song on there, Jealous Heart, and a couple of other things I'd written." And then Steve Buckingham flew to Austin during South by Southwest and heard me singing at La Palapa on 290 and I-35, and I was singing by myself in the cantina, and that's who signed me to Sony Records, Columbia.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen at all like that anymore.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's so fun. And you were 20, how old were you?
Well, I was probably 20 when that happened, right, about 20 years old. It was after my sophomore year in college.
And then you just got this record deal, and then you just... You didn't move to Nashville. Did you move to Nashville?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
You never had to move to Nashville. They never made you move there.
No.
That's also rare.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just reading about your life and my life, for sure, I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with that place. And you have to love it because that's where everything happens. But at the same time, it's frustrating. And I was thinking about how you put a Spanish record out first before your...
Yeah.
And that they really wanted you to do that.
Yeah.
And you didn't necessarily want to do that, which is backwards for me. I would have loved to do that. And they were like, don't do that.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to market to the Tejano market, and so the Sony Discos is in San Antonio. The Columbia and Epic division, they wanted to get that album out that matched their schedule. So our schedule was the following fall, I think, is when our album was coming out. They had to get theirs out immediately, which I thought that was BS. Actually, I just think they wanted to claim that I was a Tejano act that became a country act, and that was my biggest fear. Was
Right.
I didn't want to be perceived of something that wasn't true. I'm not a Tejano music act crossing over to be a country music singer. That was never the case.
But that's not what that record sounds like, though. That record sounds like a Rick Trevino country album that you are singing in Spanish. Like,
Right.
It doesn't sound like a norteño album or something. Like, it sounds
Right.
completely like a country record you are just singing in Spanish, which is so awesome because that's kind of what, some of our heroes did.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm looping your heroes in with my heroes.
Yeah.
But I think that they are. So that, at least, if you didn't want to do it that way, at least they kind of let you stick to the musical style that was a natural...
Yeah.
thing.
They were able to, we just, like you said, we just took the tracks that
Bastante cordón.
Yeah.
Do you want me to sing it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give you a no.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. And we did that, and then Sony also sent me to Mexico to work on my Spanish. So they sent me to Cuernavaca to live for almost
paid
2
for
months.
it?
Yeah.
This is my dream.
It was like I was like a foreign exchange student. And they were all confused. You're like, wait a minute, you're Mexican, but you don't speak Spanish. And so I was living with a host family for almost 2 months.
That Paul did that too.
Yeah.
But Selena didn't speak Spanish either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I think that's so interesting. Of course, I'm not Hispanic. I thought I was. I identify.
You thought you were.
I thought I was till I was like 13. Like, what? I'm not Hispanic. But when you speak or when you sing, people will start to talk to me like I'm a fluent speaker.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, no, hold on.
Yeah.
But I would love to go immerse myself. Paul went down there. He lived with a family for a month, did that, and he said that there was just so much food. He came back like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
But we should I think we should do a revisit, like a little Spanish refresher course. Me, you, your wife, Paul. We all go down. Gibby, you have to come.
Yeah.
Kyle. And then we all, because I don't speak as well as people think that I do, and it's really interesting to hear you say that or Selena say that or something.
Yeah.
They just assume that you know Spanish. But your parents were.
Yeah. So, well, what the biggest barrier for me from learning Spanish was that all of my relatives spoke English. So, on the Chavez side, my mom's side, they all spoke English. My grandma spoke English. My grandparents spoke English. All my great uncles and my tios and tias all spoke English because I'm a third generation Texan. So, and then there were some part of my family that was here before the revolution. So we were here. I've got lots of generations of Texans that speak English. So a lot of folks and a lot of friends of mine, like Raul Malo from the Mavericks, his parents came across, and his parents spoke Spanish, or in the house. So he was fluent in Spanish because that's how his parents and grandparents spoke in the house.
Right.
And our family spoke English. So I have the tongue, like I can pronounce everything and say everything and sing everything.
Right.
But I don't hear it like someone who grew up with a family that spoke Spanish. I can't hear it that well.
Right. Or you were writing, I mean, weren't you writing in Spanish with Raul? Like, didn't you write in Spanish? To me, that's something I would love to do, but I have no idea. I think I even texted Gibby one time. I was like, is this the correct?
Yeah.
Well, for the Spanish I do put on my records. I wish I could, but I'm not that good at it.
Yeah, well, so when I recorded the Los Super 7 records, I actually used my mother-in-law, who's from Monterrey, Mexico.
Perfect.
So I used her to translate everything. I asked her to, she passed away in January, but she's barely spoke English, right? She spoke very broken English, and so I would say, all right, Suegra, I need you to help me with, and she would just help me, just to make sure I'm pronouncing it right and making sure that the translations are correct. And when I did the Spanish record for Vanguard, she helped me with all the lyrics and everything like that because she's from Mexico and she's fluent.
How was it recording with Los Super 7? That's so wild. I mean, I was just looking at all the names that were on those records. I mean, it did win a Grammy. Did the record win a Grammy or did the group win a Grammy?
Yeah, so the group won a Grammy for the album Los Super 7, the very first one.
Right. With Raul Malo and there was just unbelievable names on all of those records. And the second one was like, wow, Love It was on. I mean, it was crazy. And you were singing with all. How old were you when that was?
Well, that would have been, gosh, I was probably 30, maybe, because we had already done the 3 Sony records.
And singing with Freddie Fender at 30 years old.
Yeah, the first time I did a show with the Tornadoes was at Fiesta de las Flores in El Paso, Texas, and I met Freddie that night, Flacco, and
my gosh,
Doug Salm and everybody. But I didn't get to record with Freddie till Los Super 7, and that's the one we did at Cedar Creek in Austin. And
that was at Cedar Creek?
Yeah.
How did I not know that? Well, I mean, it makes sense because it's a bunch of, really famous Texas dudes. But
yeah, so that was cool. And Freddie was on that, Flacco, Doug Salm, Augie, Ruben Ramos, David Hidalgo and Cesar Rosas from Lobos.
Lobos, yeah.
And then
right.
Steve Berlin was on that as well. So that's the first album won a Grammy. The second album was when I met Raul. That was a different, it was a tropical record. So it was salsa, tropical. And that was my favorite because I love tropical music and salsa music.
Yes,
so
it's almost like Cuban or something.
It's Cuban music,
yes. And I listened to it again today. I think that came out when I was in high school. I remember that coming out because it doesn't sound like a traditional, like you would think that record would sound. It's a totally different sound. Right. And even like the first track on that.
Yeah, so Siboney, that would be Raul's song.
Yes.
So it's all kind of pan-Latin, Cuban salsa, Portugal. There's an artist on there from Portuguese named Caetano Veloso, who's amazing. It's just my favorite. It's my favorite Super 7 record.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really good. I listened to it today, and I forgot how good it was.
And I got nominated for Best Tropical Album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that is like tropical album.
Tropical,
that is a good way to describe it, but I guess I wouldn't have. That's not the word I would have used, but it is the perfect word. It's just not a thing that you think of as a genre.
Right.
But it is.
The music of the islands of Cuba and, Yucatan, Afro-Cuban sounds.
Right.
Percussion, piano,
it's very
jazz.
Sexy. It's a very
Dominican.
Sexy
It's got, and I love it because it's piano driven. Piano's kind of my main instrument, even though I play mostly guitar on acoustic guitar. But I love salsa piano so much.
Can you teach me salsa piano?
I can't do it. I mean, I've got Alberto Salas, who played on that, is one of my dear friends, and
maybe he can teach both of us.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I know. No way, I couldn't do it. It's just you gotta live it,
Right.
He's like,
I have a song that the best way to ask Rick to sing on a song is to do it live on a podcast where there's 2 cameras. But I have a song that I've kind of written with that Cuban beat. We were at Mile Zero Fest in Key West, and they had something kind of playing, and it's a similar sound to that record.
Yeah.
But I really want to record it. I love those chords. I love the beats I love, but it's something that doesn't come naturally to me to strum or to play.
Right.
It's almost like you have to write it to the track or something, because I don't know how to play that on piano or guitar. It's really a special.
Well, the bossa nova groove that you're kind of describing is all over country music. Like, you can listen to Neon Moon. That's a bossa nova groove. The Chair has a bossa nova groove to it. It's all over the place.
Hey, this is Bree Bagwell, and if you want to listen to this podcast early and ad-free, subscribe to my Patreon at www.patreon.com/Bree Bagwell. Are you ready to take your merchandise to the next level? Well, just ask me who I use, and that is CH Lone Star Promo. They specialize in screen printing and direct-to-garment, embroidery, laser engraving, anything promo related, they can do it. Step up your merch game now with CH Lone Star Promo and tell them Bree and Whiskey sent you.
It's all music comes from all music.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Well, everyone should go back and listen to those records, because that was I didn't forget about them, but I just today when I was like looking it up, I remember that record coming out 2001, I think. So I was in high
2001 or 2, right.
And just being how fun that was probably to record when you were in Nashville and you were probably getting pitched songs for your country project. Were they pitching you songs, or were you writing those songs? Or
I was getting a lot of songs pitched.
Yeah.
The first song plugging meeting that I went to, I was in Steve Buckingham's office at Sony Records, and there was this huge fight between Steve Buckingham and it wasn't Tony Brown, it was Stradivarius Publishing, which pitched She Can't Say Didn't Cry to Me.
Oh, wow.
So we put it on hold because the publisher brought it over and played it for us, and I went, yeah, I love this song.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and then I think we took a lunch break, and then we came back, and then that afternoon, because everything was speakerphone. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, Vince Gill calls Steve, and he goes, hey, Vinny, hey Buck, this is Vinny. Steve Buckingham goes by Buck, and then
Cute.
Vince Gill goes by Vinny. So he's calling,
and you're Ricky,
and I'm like from Round Rock, Texas, listening to Vince Gill on speakerphone. Hey, it's Vinny. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So anyway, we get a call from the publisher of She Can't Say Didn't Cry, and he's pissed off at Steve. It's like, what the hell are you doing taking this song away from Tony Brown and McBride and the Ride? And starts like it's on speakerphone. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell's going on here? And Steve's going, I didn't take it. We just got it pitched. You're unethical. And then Steve hung up on him.
Oh, boy.
He's like, you call me unethical? He hangs up on him and goes, I'm getting rid of this song. We're not going to cut it. So he got rid of it. We didn't.
But McBride and the Red didn't record that.
Yeah, and then when I talked to Terry, he's like, no, we didn't, I don't even remember the song.
Right. Did he say, what the heck? What were we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, he's like, no, he goes, we never, because I think Terry was writing all the songs.
Yeah,
anyway.
Oh, right.
So it was just a publishing jerk. Somebody was ticked off that it was given to a nobody, probably.
And then you're like, watch this go number one, because that one went number one, right?
Yeah, so we cut a batch of songs, but that wasn't in the first batch.
Wow.
Then we went back to cut again, and we cut Honky Tonk Crowd, She Can't Say I Didn't Cry, Dr. Time. We cut a few other things.
Oh, no, all in the same session?
Yeah.
Woo.
And so it came back. The song came back, and thank God it did. I mean...
Yeah, that was huge. Was that what was your first number one?
She Can't Say I Didn't Cry.
That was it. Okay,
R&R.
that's what I thought.
It was Radio and Records and Gavin, those trades. It wasn't a Billboard number one, but it was a R&R number one, Radio and Records.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you write In My Dreams though? Who'd you write that with?
With
I
Raoul.
knew that you did write that with Raoul, because they cut it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is that is one of my favorite songs in the whole entire world.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Yeah, I have a love-hate with that because it's so hard for me to sing. It's hard for me to sing.
It's rangy.
Yeah, and it's like once I get through that song, I'm happy. Like I put it like at the 5th song of the show.
Yeah.
Because it's like I need to warm up and then I need to hit that and like belt it and like, I can't play it at the bottom of the set,
Right.
because I won't be able to hit.
Fatigue,
I can
for
still
sure.
barely hit the note, but
I can't hit the note, and you sing, like, we sang a song together at Cornwall.
running out of reasons.
We sang it in your key, because I was like, me and Rick, we sing in the same key, because I think
was
you
cool.
you have a really rangy voice, so something is hard for you to sing. That's saying a lot about the range of that song. But you wrote it with Raul, so it's like you two together. Almost no. I don't think that I could cover that song. There's very few people who can, probably. Isaac Jacob does a good cover. Do you know him?
yeah,
He does a great
I've
cover
heard
of
that.
it.
It's good.
He's really amazing.
Yeah.
But that's tough. Do you feel like your piano playing helps with your writing in terms of chords? And to me, piano, it just makes so much more sense
Yeah.
than guitar. And I feel like you can write so much, I mean, for me, better, but much better than if I only had the guitar as my instrument, because I don't understand it as well.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love to talk to someone who plays piano. Do you have that same experience, kind of, where?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the melody's right there in front of you. The chords are right there in front of you. But I'll switch back to the guitar. I'll go back and forth because the guitar gives me a little more. I don't know why, but it's rhythmic.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a strummer, so I go back and forth. I'll go to the piano for the melodies. I'm gonna go back to the guitar for, like, is this really, like, grooving?
Right.
You know, like, is it simple enough? You know, because I don't know acoustic guitar that well. I just know how to play chords, but I know more about the piano. So if I can play it on the guitar and it's easy and it makes sense and it can be as complex as In My Dreams, but I want it to be as simple as Learning As You Go. You know what I mean? Saying?
Aw,
Like,
yeah.
Like, I go back and forth.
Right.
Like, because it's, I'm just want to try to tell a story. I want it to be pleasing to me melodically and storytelling wise. I want to love it, but is it also gonna be cool for the fans, that are out there just dancing and having a good time? You don't want it to be you don't want it to be a Burt Bacharach song. You know what I mean? Like,
many chords.
because sometimes that's how I might be playing and I'm like, this is a little too much,
And sometimes it's harder to write simpler stuff. I think it is. I think it's harder to write a song that has less words than to just put a bunch of words and a bunch of chords. Like, it's really hard to write something catchy. And I think about all the Zach Top stuff that's coming out right now.
Yeah.
When you break it down, it's kind of simple stuff, but it's really brilliant because that's hard to do, to have those really amazing melodies with not too many words. And that's country music. I think a lot of people sometimes will not bash it, but they're like, oh, it's actually really tough to do.
Yeah.
To think of all of those things, to think of, is this danceable and singable, and does it translate to a guitar and a piano? It's not as easy writing hits like you've done as people think it is, right?
I don't know. I'm still learning as I go.
Oh, come on!
Truly.
I was gonna say it. But
truly. That's true. I mean,
as you go.
I hope I'm always learning. I hope I'm always, like, to the day I die, that I'm always curious about it.
Yeah.
I hope I don't ever feel like, oh, I've done it and I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Because then you're not learning. You're just sort of like.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I mean, and also reading that same article about you talking about how the business in Nashville shifted and you felt that, and then you kind of went independent.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what we're going through still.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, even though Nashville and the music business has changed so much, the thing that hasn't changed is that it's always changing.
Yeah.
And so that's how you felt, and you decided you were going to be independent. Are you still, what's your team look like currently as far as, like, label and writing and all of that? How is that?
Well, it all started with when I left Warner Brothers. I just was a little bit frustrated with the business because I spent 9 years there and 2 albums with Raul and Alan, and I only had a video to show for it, and, like, In My Dreams, I felt like was great. It was a top 40 record, but I just didn't feel like it was fruitful that whole 9 years, and it was like, golly, I did a lot of work, spent a lot of my life just to have a single out and a video out, and so now what do? I think I'm kind of done with Nashville for a while. Like, I don't really think that I don't want to go knocking on doors. I just want to make music, And so that's what I just decided to do, was just focus my energy on making music. And so my co-writer Alan Miller, who wrote all those records with me and Raul, we've been friends for almost 25 years, and that's just what I decided to do. I just decided to start writing my own songs and making them in Austin with my band. Because once you get, the hard part is getting the song. That's the hardest part for me, is like getting the song to the point where, all right, I can do this song the rest of my life. So let's go cut it. It's really simple. And I don't feel the pressure of, when you sign a record deal, you got like a 2 or 3 album deal or a 1 or 2 album deal with 3 or 4 options and all this stuff. So you're kind of on a schedule because you've got this contract with Warner Brothers or whoever it is with. So you're kind of under the gun to put something else out. And so now I don't feel like that, which is nice. I can just write when I want to write something. Like if I want to say something, like the first song I did was Cowboys Like Me, which is just a
great tune.
It's just a song about my life, you know.
Yeah.
But I'd written like 30 verses. You know.
30?
Yeah.
Well, that's too many, Rick. You can't put that many in the song.
I'd written 30 verses, like verse and verse and verse and verse and verse and verse and verse, like about my life. And then Alan and I got together, and Alan's my godsend. Like, he's my lyrical godsend. I love the man. I just love the guy, you know. And he's so good at writing lyrics. And so I just trust him.
Right.
You know?
I have that too, and it's really, you have to have that person.
Ugh.
I mean, I do. A lot of people, I mean, Zane Williams doesn't need an editor. He just is like start to finish perfect. I need an editor. I have all these different options. I'm not sure what's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this good? No, this is brilliant, or this is terrible. I have no idea. So I kind of need that person, and I'm glad that you found that person and they're with you for so long. That's a great song. And then The Ride is also one of the most recent singles. Did I interrupt your story?
No.
I can't remember.
No, you're good. Well,
it's what I do best.
Well, and the point that I was going to make was that, like, it's the freedom to make the music that you want without having a pressure to make it radio friendly, or to make it, is radio going to play this or not? You know, that was my life for 20 years.
Or when is this going to come out? And are we going to get a video for this? Or when is everything happening? And
it's okay if you're in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fine, because you got a lot of support. I would do it again.
Money.
Yeah, you got a lot of
that money.
You got that support from the label. You got people advocating for you. You've got the that's great. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down, but like, it's cool to be able to put a song out like Cowboys Like Me, and then the next song, I'm a Mexican, which is not country.
I love that song.
You know, which is not, like, I didn't release it to country radio. I didn't, because it's not that. It's something that I want to say. It's the video that I did with Flacco. It's not something that I would ask country radio to play. It's a little more Americana. That's cool. That's the freedom that I have, and I love it. If I want to say something, and then I want to invest my resources into it, then I just do it.
Yes, same. It's very fun, and I love getting to record. I just wrote a song about getting older as a woman and having some wrinkles, and the fact that should be okay.
Right.
You wouldn't understand. You have the same Fountain of Youth,
Shoot.
AJ Vallejo Mexican thing going on over here that the rest of us don't have. But it's very fun. I doubt any record label would let me write a song about aging as a woman, you know. So, but you're also touring like crazy constantly. I always joke because whenever we play shows with Rick, he always shows up in like this blacked out SUV, and you guys come up like the SEAL team, and you guys are like zoom zoom zoom, and you guys look all cool getting out, and then as soon as you get off stage, you get in this cool SUV and you guys drive off. You look like a Secret Service.
We call it the Obama Mobile.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, the Secret Service, like what is it called? What's that? The president always goes around that black, like armored SUV.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
No, that's 100% what it looks like every time. You look like such a rock star.
That's funny.
I'm like, I want to do that. And you show up and you get out and you play your show and you get back in and everyone just goes,
oh my gosh.
Like that. Just like that.
Well, my very first tour was with Hank Williams Jr.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, it was my first single was out, and we were on tour with him, and he was he always cracked. We'd always call it the Hank Williams Jr. Hey, Rick, are you going to pull a Hank Williams Jr. tonight and do a drive-by? And I'm like, maybe. And it's like, you wouldn't see him. Like, the trucks would show up like at 10 in the morning. The crews would get there. My bus would get there. His bus would get there. Another opening, Trisha Yearwood's bus would get there. And all the stuff going on. And then the show starts at like 8 o'clock. No sign of Hank Jr., right? And then, like, the band would get on stage. Hank's band would get on stage. They'd start playing. No sign of Hank Williams Jr. Then all of a sudden, like, right after their song, you see this black limo pull up to the back of the stage. He'd get out. He'd get on stage, do his show. Get back in the limo. You would not see Hank Williams Jr. till the next day. Like, it was like, it was the coolest thing.
That is so cool. So that's where you got it from. I love it. Well,
I wish I could say I was doing it on purpose, but we
it looks very cool. I want to do it. I want my own blacked out SUV. I'm gonna put it on the Rider because it's the coolest when you do it. And I know we're already like crazy out of time. It like flew by, but I do want to talk about your awesome family, and I love that you wrote the ride for them, and awesome kiddos. I was at Buck's backyard, and this very handsome young man came up to me, and he said hi, and I was like, ooh, that's not my normal fan base. My normal fan base is like not a young hot man. And he said, I'm Rick's son.
Was it Luke?
Yes.
Oh my
He
gosh.
was so cute. And anyway, I gave him a hug, and I was like, I love your dad. And he was so sweet, but it was just very funny.
I love it.
Yeah. And then your daughter too. Now she sang on that track. So,
yeah.
And he plays in a band too, right?
Yeah, he's in a alternate metal. They call themselves alt metal, and they're called Mars God, and they're recording with. I'm very proud to say with. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Greg Raleigh and his son Sean. Sean's producing Mars God. So I'm just so proud of them. I mean, I just love when my kids love what they're doing. That's the main thing. Like, I don't care if he's welding or building motorcycles. He loves it, and he's making a living. And he's still he's a motorcycle mechanic, and he's also a welder.
Oh my gosh!
But he's a metal drummer, and he's a good little drummer. And then
he works with metal,
right? He's the real deal. He's the real deal.
Yeah, good for him.
And then Olivia graduated with a degree in social work from UT a year ago, so she's working full time.
Did that kill your soul a little bit?
You're
an Aggie.
My wife graduated from University of Texas.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, and
I knew I loved her.
Yeah, and I'm an Aggie, so she graduated from UT. So it's always been part of my house divided thing.
Yep.
And then Presley's the baby, and she's a piano player and a kind of an R&B jazz singer. She's going in the studio in July to record some originals.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible that they all have that. But were you like, don't do it? That's what I would tell my kids. I would be like, no, don't. Just do anything else. Be a doctor. I'm just kidding.
Not with Presley. I was like, you got to do this.
You're amazing. Yeah.
I'm like, you have to do this,
right.
and she loves it.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I love you, and this is like the sweetest. And look, my dog just loves you to pieces.
I can't keep my hands off my puppy.
I know, she's really cute. She has a vet appointment today, but yeah, I found this dog in the middle of the road, and now she's getting full on loved by Rick Trevino. That's the definition of a 180 of a stray dog's life.
She's a good baby.
She's a good baby. And thanks so much. Anything coming up next that we need to know about?
Let's see.
New merch?
We're gonna be hopefully. I need new merch bad.
And you're playing. You got to go see a Rick show. The band is great. You got a mixture of new guys with people that have been with you forever.
Yep.
Great band, great live show, and I love how everyone's like, all the TikTokers are like, 90s country is back. It's like, it never left. But if you want to see the best, do it. You got to go see Rick at a show.
Yeah, and Bree's badass too.
What? Put that on Luke, Kyle. Thank you. We're gonna go open this wine. Okay, bye.
I used to think I was the only